All right, so you hit that big milestone, 75,000 miles, maybe even 100,000 on your car. Congratulations. But now,
You start thinking,
yeah, you're in this new world now, right? My engine's been through a lot. Does it need something more? Is it time for high mileage oil? Well,
we hear you.
that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Mm-hmm.
Mobil 1 high mileage full
I
synthetic.
didn't break it down.
Yeah, cutting through the hype to see if this stuff actually deserves a spot in your garage.
And you know what's really interesting about this one? It's the sheer volume of opinions out there. We're talking over 43,000 Amazon reviews,
Wow,
averaging a stellar 4.8 stars.
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of happy car owners.
Right.
But as always, there's some dissenting voices too.
Exactly. Glowing reviews don't always tell the whole story.
Mhm.
So let's break it down. What is Mobil 1 actually promising with this high mileage formula?
Well, they're really targeting the specific problems that older engines face. So think about it. Seals get brittle, right? Leaks spring up, sludge starts to build up. It's like cholesterol in our arteries, clocking things up.
I get it.
And so Mobil 1 High Mileage boasts this triple action formula with additives to combat all of this. They're promising outstanding engine performance protection and cleanliness.
So it's like a spa day for your aging engine. Sounds pretty good to me. But then they also make a pretty bold claim, up to 10,000 miles between oil changes.
Right.
Is that realistic, or are they kind of pushing it?
Well, it's tempting to think about fewer oil changes, right? Less hassle, less time at the shop. But the truth is that 10,000-mile interval, it really depends on a few factors.
Right.
First and foremost, always check your owner's manual.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Manufacturers have specific recommendations for a reason, and ignoring them could void your warranty
You don't want that.
or even damage your engine.
Right, definitely not.
So yeah, owner's manual is our Bible here. But beyond that, your driving habits play a huge role. Think about it. Short trips, stop-and-go traffic, that's really tough on oil. It degrades faster than with consistent highway driving. You can think of it like a workout. More intense use equals faster wear and tear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So even if the oil could technically go 10,000 miles, it might not be the best for everyone, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so they talk about all these special additives, but, what do they actually do? I mean, I'm not a chemist.
Great, so let's break it down. Those seal conditioners, they're like tiny flexible patches, rejuvenating those brittle seals, preventing leaks. And then you've got detergents and dispersants. They act like little engine cleaning crews, breaking down sludge and keeping everything running smoothly.
Okay, so less gunk, smoother operation. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But do people actually feel a difference? I was poking around those Amazon reviews, and some of them are pretty vivid. I saw one person said their 2004 Honda Accord with 180,000 miles runs like a top after switching quieter engine, even better gas mileage.
And that's really where those cleaning agents and that reduced friction come into play. A clean, well-lubricated engine is a happy engine.
Happy engine, happy driver.
Exactly. And that perceived improvement in gas mileage, it's possible, a more efficient engine is going to sip less fuel.
It all adds up. Another reviewer said their old truck got a second wind. More pep in its step. Now, I know anecdotes aren't exactly scientific proof, but
Right. But they do kind of capture the essence of the experience.
for sure.
And while we can't say that one oil change is going to magically revitalize every car out there,
Right.
a cleaner engine, better lubrication, it all contributes to a smoother, potentially even peppier ride.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, so lots of positive feedback, but no product's perfect. Even with those stellar reviews, there were some negative experiences. I saw a lot of people complaining about leaky bottles.
Yeah, and that sounds more like a quality control or a shipping issue.
Right.
Not necessarily the oil itself.
Yeah, just frustrating.
Frustrating for sure, but doesn't mean the formula is bad.
And some people just didn't notice any difference at all. I mean, is that just because their engine was already in good shape?
Yeah, that's a possibility. If you've been really meticulous with your maintenance, the change might be very subtle. And also, some people are just more attuned to those nuances than others.
Sure. Then there were a few concerning reviews. People reporting actual engine problems that they blamed on the oil. How do we make sense of that?
Well, we have to be careful about correlation versus causation. Just because something happens after using a product doesn't mean it was caused by the product. There could be underlying engine issues that were already there, or even improper installation. With hundreds of thousands of people using this oil, a handful of negative experiences might just be statistical outliers.
That's a good point. You can't blame the oil for everything.
Right. Right.
Speaking of personal experiences, I have a friend with a 2005 Toyota Camry, well over 200,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
And he was at that point where he was like, is it even worth putting more money into this thing?
I've been there.
He was actually considering getting a new car because his Camry was burning oil like crazy.
Oh no.
But he decided to try Mobil 1 high mileage as a last-ditch effort. And guess what? The oil burning significantly decreased.
Really?
Yeah, his car felt smoother, quieter. He was so impressed, he's been driving that Camry for another 2 years.
Wow. That's a great example of how this oil can potentially extend a car's life. It might not be a miracle cure, but it can make a real difference.
It can, for sure. So after diving deep into Mobil 1 high mileage, its features, the good, the bad, and even some personal stories, who is this oil really good for?
Well, if your car has over 75,000 miles and you're looking to protect your engine and potentially squeeze a little more life out of it,
Yeah,
this oil is definitely worth considering. The potential benefits of, reduced leaks, a cleaner engine, and even smoother performance make it a pretty attractive option.
I agree. But is there anyone who should avoid this oil?
Again, always consult your owner's manual.
That's our Bible.
Exactly. If the manufacturer advises against using a high-mileage oil, follow their advice. And if you're experiencing serious engine problems, this oil is not a magic fix. It's best to consult a mechanic in those situations.
Good advice. All right, so we've talked about the benefits and who it's for. Let's be real for a second. Full synthetic oils are generally pricier than conventional. Is Mobil 1 high mileage worth the extra cost?
Yeah, that's a question a lot of people ask. And I think it's helpful to think of it as an investment. If using this oil helps prevent leaks, reduce engine wear, and potentially delay those major repairs, it could save you money in the long run, compared to buying a new car sooner or facing those expensive repairs down the line.
So it's not just about the upfront cost, but the potential long-term savings.
Exactly.
It makes you think differently about the value proposition.
Right. But it is crucial to remember this isn't a magic potion. It's one part of a comprehensive approach to car maintenance. Regular checks addressing issues promptly. It all contributes to your car's longevity.
Absolutely. Speaking of maintenance, how does Mobil 1 high mileage compare to other high mileage oils on the market? I mean, there are so many options out there.
That's a great question, and honestly, there isn't one definitive answer. There are a lot of excellent high-mileage oils out there, each with their own unique formulation. Choosing the right one really depends on your individual needs, your preferences, even your budget.
So it's not like a clear winner or loser situation.
Right. It's about finding what works best for you and your car. Some people swear by certain brands, others might prioritize price availability or environmental impact. There are a lot of factors to consider.
So research is key.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, what should we be looking for in a high mileage oil?
Well, like we said before, start with your owner's manual.
Okay.
It'll specify the recommended viscosity grade, like 5W30 or 10W40, and also the API service classification, which is basically a rating system that ensures the oil meets modern engine standards.
All right, so owner's manual is our starting point. What else?
Well, since we're talking high-mileage oils, pay close attention to those additives. Look for seal conditioners, detergents, anti-wear agents. These are the ingredients that are really going to address those common high-mileage problems that we talked about earlier.
So it's about understanding what those additives do and how they can benefit your engine.
Precisely. Don't be afraid to compare prices, read reviews, see what other car owners are saying about different brands and how their vehicles have responded.
This has been a really insightful deep dive into Mobil 1 high mileage. I think we've explored its features, analyzed the reviews, and even shared some personal anecdotes.
Absolutely. And hopefully this has empowered you to make a more informed decision about whether Mobil 1 high mileage is the right choice for you.
Definitely. But this whole conversation has sparked another question in my mind. When do you know it's time to switch to a high mileage formula in the first place? Is there like a magic mileage marker?
That's a great question. It's not always obvious. It might not be a specific mileage. It could be subtle changes in your car's performance, like increased oil consumption, new leaks, or a rougher engine sound.
So it's about being attuned to your car and noticing any changes that might signal it's time for a different approach to oil.
Exactly. And that's where being a proactive car owner comes in. Pay attention to your car's needs. Do your research. You'll be able to make the best decisions to keep it running smoothly for miles to come.
Well said. It's about being empowered and informed, not just passively following recommendations.
And ultimately, it's about enjoying the ride. When your car is well maintained, those journeys are so much more enjoyable.
Couldn't agree more.
And that brings us to a really important point. Even the best high mileage oil, it's not a replacement for good car maintenance habits.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like taking vitamins. They can support your health, but they don't replace a balanced diet and regular exercise. Right. So, Even if you're using Mobil 1 high mileage, it's still crucial to stay on top of those regular maintenance checks. You know, checking your oil level, getting those regular oil changes, even if they're spaced a little further apart, and addressing any leaks or issues promptly.
Okay, so good car maintenance is key no matter what oil you use.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. How does Mobil 1 high mileage compare to other high mileage oils on the market? There are so many options out there.
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's one that's a bit tricky to answer definitively. There are a lot of excellent high mileage oils out there, each with its own kind of unique blend of additives and claims.
So it's not like a clear winner or loser situation.
Not really. It's more about finding the right oil for your specific needs and preferences. Some people swear by certain brands, while others might prioritize things like price or availability or even environmental impact.
Okay, so it's about doing your research and finding what works best for you and your car.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, what should people be looking for in a high mileage oil?
Well, first and foremost, you want an oil that meets the specifications for your vehicle. This information can usually be found in your owner's manual.
Right.
Look for things like the recommended viscosity grade, like 5W30 or 10W40, and the API service classification, which is basically like a rating system that ensures the oil meets modern engine standards.
All right, so check the owner's manual. Got it.
Huh?
What else?
Well, since we're talking about high mileage oils specifically, you want to pay attention to the types of additives they include. Look for things like seal conditioners, detergents, and anti-wear agents. These are really the key ingredients that will help address those common issues we discussed earlier, like leaks, sludge buildup, and increased wear and tear.
So it's really about reading the label and understanding what those additives are designed to do.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to compare prices, read reviews, see what other car owners are saying about different brands and how their vehicles have responded to those oils.
Okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
we've talked about Mobil 1 high mileage, its features, the pros and cons, user experiences, and even how it compares to the broader market. But I'm curious from your perspective, what's the most important takeaway from all of this?
For me, it's really about empowering car owners to make informed decisions. It's not about blindly following marketing hype or believing that one product is a miracle cure for everything. It's about understanding the needs of your vehicle, doing your research, and choosing products that align with those needs.
I love that. It's about being an educated consumer.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing that car maintenance is an ongoing process. It's not just about changing your oil every few thousand miles. It's about proactively caring for your vehicle and addressing those issues before they become major problems.
All right, so be proactive, do your research, and choose products that meet your car's needs. But let's wrap this up with a final thought for our listeners, something to ponder as they continue their car maintenance journey.
Here's a thought. We've been talking about high mileage oils, but what are the signs that your engine needs that extra care? When is it time to make the switch from conventional oil to a high mileage formula?
Ooh, that's a good one. And something that a lot of people are probably wondering.
Yeah, it's not always obvious. It might not be a specific mileage marker. It might be those subtle changes in your car's performance, like increased oil consumption, new leaks, or even just a less smooth engine sound.
So it's about being attuned to your car and noticing any changes that might signal it's time for a different approach to oil.
Exactly. And that's where that proactive mindset comes in. By paying attention and being knowledgeable about your car's needs, you can make the best decisions to keep it running smoothly for miles to come.
Well said. I think that's a great note to end on. It's about being empowered and informed car owners, not just passively following recommendations.
And ultimately, it's about enjoying the ride. Because when your car is well maintained and running smoothly, it makes those journeys all the more enjoyable.
Absolutely. So to wrap up our deep dive on Mobil 1 high mileage, it can be a great choice for extending the life of your engine. But it's not a magic potion. Regular maintenance is still key, and choosing the right oil is a personal decision.
Exactly. You got to consider your car's needs, your driving habits, and of course, your budget. Do your research, read reviews, and hey, talk to your mechanic if you need some guidance.
And most importantly, pay attention to your car.
Yeah.
It'll tell you what it needs, if you listen closely.
Well said. Now, before we sign off, we want to hear from you. Did this deep dive help you understand high mileage oil a little bit better? Let us know down in those comments.
And if you have any questions or want to share your own experiences with Mobil 1 high mileage or any other oil, we'd love to hear them.
Absolutely.
Your questions might even inspire our next deep dive.
That's right. We're always on the lookout for new and interesting topics to explore. So until next time, happy driving and keep those engines running smooth.
Yeah, keep those engines happy and healthy. And Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of cars and all things automotive. We'll catch you next time.